Hi everybody, and now welcome to the second video, which is about the back office of the website. As you can see, we're at the login page where we left off from the previous video. In this case, I'm going to use the test mentor to provide you with the information that we need to go through today. So put in your login details. Typically your login details will be your surname and the password that you've selected, and this will bring you to your back office, your specific one. And as you can see, we've cleaned it up. It looks a bit easier to find information. As you can see, spread out a lot differently. We've still got the pending bookings, current bookings, and past bookings. You do have the ability to search for a business name, reference, or client name, or something like that, or you can actually sort, different listings. So earliest bookings, sort A to Z, whatever you would like to do to make finding clients that little bit easier. In terms of past bookings, obviously it's just a matter of going into those and reading those should you need to do so. And then you've got the ability to click back to the original bookings. You'll notice we default to the current bookings in here, and pending bookings will show up here, and we've got the numbers to let you know how many you've got there. Now in terms of reports, they have changed, and we'll maybe look at this testing one down here where there's 0 of 1 sessions completed. And a couple of the things that you'll notice that is slightly different is that the first thing is that we don't have a background anymore. We only have the meeting notes area. The same as previously, we put in the meeting name. In this case is defaulted to meeting 1. You can change that if you so desire. We can change. You've got the date there. You can add the place. You can add the attendees, and then you put in your meeting notes, your background, and notes. One of the new features is that you are able to upload files. So if you've got a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, or a document that you have which is relevant to the client's needs, an article or something like that that's saved on your computer, you can upload that file and then just search for it in your computer. And then add it to the report. You still have the ability to save the report as a draft format as you're working, in case you get distracted. Keys here are certainly the action plan in priority. These should always be 2 to 4 actions points. Anything more than 4 can be confusing and overwhelming for many clients, but 2 to 4 seems to be ideal to give them something to do in between sessions. As with the previous site, you can upload resources, so you just click on there. It will bring up the resources the same as that we had in the previous website. Add whichever one you would like, and add others as you would as well. Key to this is obviously your next meeting time, so good to arrange your next meeting time so that you can go over whatever is you need to with the client. Payment, if you would like to be paid for the session, is the default. If you would prefer not to be paid for some reason, then you can just click that box and that will remove the payment out. And if you have traveled, please enter your kilometers in this particular area here. Once you've completed the report, then it's important that you tick down the bottom here and say that, tick that you accept that I've read and understood the statement, that the report will be emailed and you'll no longer be able to make changes, and then you can save and send the report. Quite deliberately, you'll see this cannot be activated until that checkbox has been ticked. Other changes is that you can print your booking from here. So if you've got the booking details, you can click on there and you can print it, and it will go through its process, uploading all of the booking details for that particular client, and then you can print it out, selecting your particular printer. Now, next after reports is your details area and updating your details. This is imperative now because there are many changes in the way that we have set up the back end to make it much easier for clients to be able to find mentors, both based around skills but also based around locations. Currently, you'll see Janet Schultz has no picture there, but you can normally, you would have your picture that's already there, part of the website, the existing site, but you do have the ability to choose a file and change that picture if you so choose. It does need to be in one of these formats. It must be a maximum width of 2000 pixels, and it must be a square image of equal width and height, so that the website can automatically crop and drop this into the profile circle. Now, assuming you're happy with the picture, you need to do nothing. The next part of it, which is new, is the primary locations. As you can see, we've currently got Janet set up as if she was in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, so she's saying that she's willing to work in Melbourne East, Melbourne CBD, Melbourne South and Melbourne South East, because that's the areas closest to where she lives and where she has chosen that she is willing to work and travel to. However, it may be that Janet also is down in Geelong frequently and would want to add Geelong as a location where she quite happily will work at any point in time. As it happens, the reason that Janet's happy to add Geelong is because she's got a holiday house down at the Surf Coast, and she's saying that locations by request is Surf Coast, and that she's available there for the last week of the month, and she's willing to do mentoring work while she's down there. If you do not have a holiday house or a separate location where you would like to be, then very simply just take that out, obviously remove that and save the changes, and then on the profile this location by request will no longer be visible. Next is to update your personal details, which are not shown publicly. It's really important that we keep your emails up to date. Some of you do change your emails from time to time, and if you do so, please do so in the back office there, so that we've got the direct easy link to get bookings through to you. You can also change your password if you feel that you need to, and also check the box here whether you are registered or not registered for GST in the instance of sending through invoices for your work, as some mentors do. The next areas that have really changed are skills. We have put in some fun skills in here, as you can see, but any of these can be changed. But you may have some of our mentors have Orders of Australia medals, things like that, OAM. So, you could very easily add in OAM on here and this would then show up on your profile if you would like to do so. We've got a couple who are Justices of the Peace, so that may be something else that you might want to add in there. The next area is your skills. It's really important, if you would, to go through and review your skills. See the ones that you've currently got listed. You can add skills from the drop-down box. And the next thing to do is that once you've added a skill is to rate it. We would ask that you not use the number 4 excellent unless that is your absolute specialty area. We are looking to provide best search results for our clients. So if in marketing you're only average, well then please be honest and say that you're average. But if in grants you're very good on those, and let's say in finance you're a CPA or something like that, then I would have no hesitance in finance of saying that your skills, you add that one, and then you can put in that you're very good or excellent in that particular area. The next thing to do is to look at your industries and make some changes to industries. You can add an industry. There's quite a variety of them in there. You'll notice that they have been shortened compared to the previous list because these fit now into the general industry categories used by most organisations, both government and corporate. So do that, and then once again you can rate your knowledge expertise in those particular industries. And then we've got other attributes. So for example, it could be Aboriginal Koori mentors, people who've been trained in that area. These will become available as and when we add categories that formulate those other attributes. Obviously, please save your changes before moving on to the next page. Now, in terms of the CV has been, for most of you, rewritten, and it's been written in such a way as to be user-friendly to the clients. There is the possibility of doing a detailed CV, and there is also the possibility, if you want, you can actually put in your full CV into this particular area by copying a Word document and then pasting it in. Please note, however, that when you copy Word documents, sometimes this happens, which is where some characters like hyphens or things like that don't translate properly. So if you are making this change, please go through and ensure that the right characters are in those places, and obviously that you do the spell checks and things like that as well. All right, so assuming you're happy with the existing CV, you'll move past that. The last point in this area very much is your unavailability. As you are aware, SBMS is doing a lot more project type work. We've got the bus, we've got the clinics, we've got workshop programs like the Gippsland program that we're doing at the moment, and there are more individual programs, so things like the Level Crossing project or whatever, that are coming on board, where we're going to need to know who we have available and when we have those people available. So we're really asking for your genuine commitment to keep your periods of unavailability up to date. So for example, under this one, Janet's got these particular times in. So let's say all of a sudden this one was cancelled or changed, and she can remove that one, and you're wanting to add a new one in. So let's say, for example, Janet knows that she's going to be on holidays from the 25th of September, and she won't be returning until the 10th of November, and she adds that. And it really is that simple to add that in there. Now, once it is added in, it will then make the changes to the visibility of your particular profile. If you're not sure how your public profile looks, very simple. Here it is here. Tells you that Janet's available now. Now watch what happens if we just go back to, I'll just use the back area, which you can't see on your screen, but if I change one of my unavailabilities from the, move that one, and I add a new one which says I'm unavailable from the 24th of June to the August 25, add that. Save the change, and then check it on the public profile, and that will show that Janet is actually booked for 9 weeks. Now, why do we say booked for 9 weeks? It's very simple. It's part of the security for you. If we say that you are unavailable or away, then it could lead, if somebody knows your address, to the potential of somebody I don't know, there's some bad people out there who may want to be burglars and things like that. We're trying to make sure that if you're booked for 9 weeks, it shows that you're busy rather than you may be away on holidays, and pose you to risk. Okay, so that's how it works. It's quite simple. If you do have any questions or queries, please feel free to contact Anthony at the office. I'm more than happy to sort of work through you with any questions that you may have, and go from there. In the meantime, enjoy your new website.